It's time for your Turner Construction Lightning Round. That is when we talk about a lot of things in a short period of time, and we appreciate Turner making this possible. By the way, they are the construction contractor you want to call if you are going to do a project that is important for your business. So, if you want to do something, let's say you want to do something huge, like equivalent of $389 million worth of very important buildings on an Air Force base. You could call Turner for that.
Yeah, I know an Air Force base.
You know an Air Force base where that might be happening? Let's say you wanted to build billions of dollars worth of data center space at Highway 50 and Capehart Road.
What if I want my own private highway bridge?
You could talk to Turner about that. But Not everything they do are mega projects, even though they can, and they have the resources and the knowledge and the expertise and experience for that. They do retail space build-outs, office build-outs, small projects all over town, medium projects all over town. The key thing is they do a very good job of it. You're going to have a hard time finding a construction contractor with the motivated team of people who work together and are very customer focused and the quality craftsmanship, expertise, and experience. So Turner Construction, highly recommend, and we thank them for making this segment possible. All right, Trenton, we've got a new restaurant taking over the old Julio's space at 192nd and Q Street. It's going to be called Circo, C-I-R-C-O, and Circo will be new American and contemporary Italian cuisine, and it looks like a November opening date. And
wow, that was fast.
Yeah, that is. So I'm glad to see something is going in there. I don't live terribly far from there, so I'm looking forward to going.
With the plethora of all the Mexican restaurants opening up, including 11,000 square feet at Village Point, it's kind of nice to see an Italian restaurant.
Yeah. Although you're making reference to Ancho and Agave, which is a fun place to go.
It absolutely is. But there's been so many Mexican restaurants open up, and I like Mexican.
Well, as exciting as it is to have Circo coming to 192nd and Q, we've got some restaurant closings to share with you this week. Sebastian's Southern Crab. They were located in Clock Tower Village, east of Westroads Mall. No more.
Sorry to say I didn't. They had good reviews, but sorry to say I didn't make it.
Yeah, I never did either. Perhaps that's why
they didn't get the Omaha count.
Yeah, because God knows restaurants want Trenton and Jeff there because
they always make us pay for them. Though you'd think that they would invite us. Or something.
Some would say we have healthy appetites. But anyway, best wishes to the owners of that business. And then Site One Tap Room and Sunnyside Elkhorn are closing the west locations. Now, it's important to note that the other Site One Tap Room, and the other Sunnyside will remain open. It's just the West Elkhorn locations. So that's unfortunate that that's not working out. But I think you're going to see, frankly, Trenton, a little bit of restaurant closings tick up a little more frequent over the next few months just because of some economic things that are happening nationally. Okay, a yet-to-be-announced restaurant is coming to 6121 Maple Street in downtown Benson, a newly rebuilt building. We don't know what that restaurant is. We'll keep our eyes and ears open for you. We hope to find out soon, but there will also be in this newly rebuilt building a different tenant on the second floor, probably not a restaurant. Another piece of restaurant news, Dan Hoppen, who does an outstanding podcast, an outstanding podcast about restaurants. Food-focused. Yeah, we carry his podcast on growomaha.com on our podcast page. He reports that Saddle Creek Breakfast Club at Countryside Village is still planned, but it's just the opening date is not known yet. There still needs to be a lot of work to make it happen.
That's that corner right when you first pull in where Starbucks was.
Yeah, it was originally a Starbucks. Sand Point, the New England-style restaurant in the old Jack and Mary's space, 655 North 114th Street in Miracle Hills, opened yesterday. So we got to go over and try that sometime.
Yeah, I drove by there.
Let's get over there and try that sometime. Authentic You Salon and Studio is going into a building at 132nd and Cotner. That is in Old Millard. So it'll be about a 1,700 square foot space there. All right, we promised you a little bit of news about Omaha residential real estate, and this comes from our good friend Joe Finley from NP Dodge, who writes for the Grow Omaha newsletter. And Joe reports that U.S. News and World Report recently published a report, and it talked about the most undervalued markets to rent a home. 5 cities in the Midwest topped the list, with Omaha taking the number 1 spot. So it said basically that the rent-to-income ratio in Omaha is 23.66%. That's really, really low. Basically, if you start going over 30% rent to income ratio, you're stressed. You're financially stressed, according to government dictate, I guess. But Omaha only 23.66%. The national median is nearly 36%. The other Midwestern cities that were in the top 5 following Omaha were St. Louis, Cleveland, Minneapolis, and Oklahoma City. So be happy you live here. It's cheap.
That probably explains why CoStar had a report a couple months ago that Omaha had the highest amount of rent growth, about 5% for apartments year over year.
Yeah, and that rent growth residentially, 9.5% compared to a year ago, and we're still the number 1 most affordable among the big cities in the report. If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.